On today's episode of KBB, how an Olympic legend is using Instagram to build her new business, how Donut Time runs rings around the competition, and get success lessons from Mexican taqueria Guzman y Gomez. Hello and welcome back to another fabulous episode of Kochie's Business Builders. We love to bring you the best small business stories, from entrepreneurial superstars to regular businesses getting expert advice on working smarter. But we all know being a business owner is no easy ride, and it's not going to last forever. So a really important consideration is succession planning, but apparently we're all underprepared. According to accounting firm Bentley's, only 19% of Aussie small business owners say they have a formal succession plan in place, and only 57% say they have a retirement strategy in place. So don't bury your head in the sand about this sort of stuff. Put in some time and effort to set up a succession and retirement plan now, so you can save lots of time and hassle further down the track. For some great tips and advice on this, head to kochiesbiz.com. On to today's episode. We meet the man behind Donut Time, and these donuts are so amazing to look at, it feels like a shame to eat them. Then we get business tips from Guzman y Gomez, lots of amazing food success stories today, whose advice is relevant for every business. I hope you're not hungry. I also answer one of your business questions. We learn another great tech tip, and we kick off helping Olympic swimming legend Leisel Jones to boost her swimwear business using Instagram. Let's check it out. Former Olympic swimming gold medalist Leisel Jones created All I See, an active swimwear brand born out of a love for the water and the land.
We've been really conscious of making sure each piece is beautifully crafted. It's all made here in Sydney, which is really important to us. So yeah, we've got a really brilliant range. We love the print, which is all about ink on water. So it's all about that land to sea.
Leisel has been researching the market for the past 12 months and is ready to launch her first range this summer.
Probably about 40%, or what we assume 40% of our target market is male. This is probably one of our favourite pieces in the range.
Well, lots of guys on Instagram as well, which is great, and your new business tools and account insights let you see how many guys and girls you've got following you, so you can understand who's in your community.
Yeah, and we'd also love to see, I guess, what people are interacting with, you know, whether we're putting up women's posts, whether it is a majority of women or whether it is actually a majority of men loving the models in our posts, who knows? So,
after 14 years of elite competition training, Leisel understands swimwear, but wants to learn how to market her business on Instagram to create a stronger brand story.
It's fine when you are a person or you have your own personal brand, but to really transition into that business, I guess, has been a little bit of a challenge as well. And I guess it's really interesting in how, you know, you really have to be quite conscious of your brand and what you're about, and including people and making sure you're putting up pictures that really engage with people.
Absolutely, and the thing as well that's really important that great businesses are doing on Instagram is being really consistent to their brand point of view and to not deviate from what they're all about. So having a style and a theme that they can consistently refer back to is so important, rather than having single images that don't necessarily tie together. And there's 500 million people on Instagram globally, 7 million Aussies, and they're checking Instagram on average 11 times a day.
I'm a little bit more than that,
Me too, I'm over-indexing as well. But
totally.
It's a lot of times that they're, you know, sitting there and pulling out their phone. So it's an amazing place for small businesses to reach people visually, get their brand story out there on what they're all about, and to really drive that emotional connection with a whole new audience and to grow their customer base.
So I guess for us, I mean, we would really love to know about the business tools. I have my own sort of small following, but that's really just a personal brand,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's an exciting time because business tools are brand new, and once you've switched it on, it's a simple step in the settings of your account. So you get a contact button, which is fantastic. Your customers on Instagram can reach out to you through email or phone to find out what you're all about. But you get insights, things that are really going to help you drive your business, such as Who are your followers? Are they men? Are they women? What age range are they? Where do they live? And what times of day are they most active? And what types of content do they like most? So that way you can make sure that you're putting out stuff that you know is going to drive the most engagement and the most results for your business goals. And then the great thing you get as well is that you can boost really successful posts. If you see something in there now, whether it be a great photo or video that's driving some serious engagement, you can now boost that as a paid post to a much larger audience on Instagram outside of just the people who are following you, so that more people get the chance to be inspired by your message.
Instagram for us has certainly been one of the key, I think, promoters for us. I guess it is a little bit hard when you're starting up and you are a startup business to really get that sort of love of the brand and love of the following, but we're definitely slowly getting there.
Absolutely, and it's the right approach to have. You know, we want people to focus on what is the real business goal that they want to drive long term. Is it traffic to a website, or installing an app, or promoting a sale, or just getting awareness out there of a new brand like yourselves? And being really focused on what that is, so that you can use either your organic posts or your paid posts to really measure that objective. And then you find that, you know, you don't worry about those glamour metrics as much, because they're not the ones that are driving the real business results.
We'll be back later to find out which types of Instagram posts are the best performers. But for now, let's get some news you can use. Up until now, obtaining business finance to grow, hire more staff or invest in new technology might have seemed daunting to small business owners. It may also have required personal equity or using a house as security. But that's no longer the case. If you've been in business for more than 12 months, NAB offers a simple, unsecured business loan of up to $50,000 through an easy online application. Their Quick Biz loan doesn't require any security in the form of assets. NAB will review the strength of the business by looking at 12 months of financial history. You can apply online 24/7 in 3 easy steps, can get an answer straight away, and, subject to meeting the lending eligibility and criteria, have the finance deposited into your account within 72 hours. So don't let access to finance get in the way of your business goals. Go to nab.com.au/quickbiz to find out more. After the break, we find out just how Donut Time has coped with its explosive growth. You'll never guess how many donuts they hand make every week. Place your bets now and find out after the break. In the meantime, check us out on facebook.com/Kochie'sBiz. Damien Griffiths took a huge risk by selling property to fund what started as a hole-in-the-wall business called Donut Time, and it's paid off in spades. From original glazed to wacky and wonderful flavours such as your Bacon Me Crazy, the Cookie Monster and Pump Up the Jam, the brand has grown to have a massive cult following with stores all over Australia. We caught up with Damien to hear how he's done it. A word of caution here though, be prepared to salivate.
How we constantly innovate is we engage with our customers. We go out and we ask the customers and say, have you got some suggestions for new donuts? You know, is there flavours you'd like? We take on board their ideas, and when we create new flavours, we often use our customers to name the donuts, and they come up with some of the coolest names, and that's been part of our story. Donut Time began from a tiny hole-in-the-wall store 18 months ago in Brisbane. We literally started in the doorway of a pizza store, and we had this tiny little space. And I'd come back from a trip from the US, and I'd seen a concept for a donut shop, and I'd seen people just lining up. And I thought, wow, I have a similar space for that in Brisbane. We grew really quickly. We opened up now nearly 30 stores. Every day we make thousands of donuts. We probably make something like well over 150,000 donuts a week in Australia. They're all handmade. We have them in kitchens in each of the cities, and then we deliver them to the store every few hours. We deliver fresh product into the stores. The reaction of people that, as we've gone around Australia and opened up these stores, it's just been a phenomenal journey. I remember we opened our first store in Sydney City, and I was so nervous. We had 1 week to open up, and that was a challenge. I remember just sitting there and just moments before, it was nerve-wracking, and just thinking, would anyone come? You know, will anyone turn up? And I hadn't slept the night before. I was so stressed out by this, and just that whole moment when you turn around and you just saw hundreds of people lining up for donut time. It just felt amazing that, you know, what we'd created, that people were listening to our brand. People were obviously following us on social media. People knew that we were coming to town. It was a really amazing feeling. We take nothing for granted, and I think we talk to the customers. We really engage with the Donut Time customers, and we basically go out to them, you know, on social media particularly, and we ask, you know, what flavors, what names. You know, we involve them. We show them the behind-the-scenes processes of making the donuts. And I think if you give people that whole story and that whole journey, they really just want to be involved. Our core brand values when we started, and still is, we make a fresh product. We don't put preservative in it. We keep really authentic. You know, our toppings are all over the top. As we've got bigger, we haven't compromised on quality. If anything, the toppings have got more outrageous, and we've made the product better. Obviously, focus on your product, you know, have a point of difference in the market, and then focus on the little things that customers experience, like packaging. You know, that's an experience. Look at your stores and create something that, you know, people want to go there. And look at, it's often those little things that become the big things for customers. I always live in the fear of becoming yesterday's man. And I think that's what keeps, you know, you as a business, as an entrepreneur, on edge all the time. You always have to, you know, be mindful of what customers are saying, what they're doing. This is my challenge. We're striving to constantly make sure that our product's always in the minds of customers. Every week we're releasing 2 new flavors. And I think this is sort of, all these kind of things kind of help keep our product relevant. I don't think we'd ever diversify beyond doing donuts. I mean, I'm a big believer in keeping it simple, and that's what we're about. So I think don't confuse the customers, stick to your core, and I think that's really the success. You know, deep down, I'm a dreamer, and you know, I want to keep creating something, and yeah, that's what keeps driving me.
Coming up, we get back to Liesl Jones getting advice on using Instagram for her business. And we find out whether videos or photos are more popular on Instagram. What do you think? Find out after the break. Earlier in the show, we heard from Liesl Jones, former Olympic gold medalist and founder of a new active swimwear brand. We asked Sophie Blatchford from Instagram to share her advice on ways to increase brand awareness in this startup. Let's get back into it.
As long as you've got an amazing product and people are really engaged in what you guys are doing, they're being inspired by the photos and videos you guys are putting out there. Over time it comes. I think people expect to have lots and lots of followers at the very beginning, but you know, it all comes with time.
Don't worry about it. We'll stick to what we know. We're very genuine.
Absolutely.
We'll build that community. We'll go with that.
And it's a global audience, which is amazing as well. I mean, summer is coming in Australia, but you've got the chance to inspire our very global community on Instagram all over the world, which is fantastic.
Well, I guess too, like in terms of interaction, is it like photos or videos that get more interaction, or is there a platform that's better than others? Like, what is it that really speaks to people?
We're seeing video absolutely explode on the Instagram platform.
Wow.
In the last 6 months alone, there's been a 150% increase in people consuming video. And there's other fun little tools that we've launched, such as Boomerang or Hyperlapse, that are available in the App Store that enable you guys to create some speedy little videos that might work really well as well.
I think for us, that's certainly one of the most important things, because we do want that really genuine following. We want the love of the brand as well. So it's good to see, I guess, real insights into what people are loving and what people are liking on Instagram.
Exactly, sky's the limit.
How fantastic to see the entrepreneurial spirit alive in one of our greatest athletes. Liesl's got a great business, perfect for her brand and expertise. And we all got some great tips from Sophie on staying consistent on Instagram. It's not just about a random collection of photos. They need to fit in with your brand values and your story. The 150% increase in videos means all of us business owners need to start making more videos, which is so easy to do now on your phone. It was such great advice.
I'm Stephen Marks, founder of Guzman y Gomez Mexican Taqueria, Australia's fastest growing fast food company. These are my 3 tips for any entrepreneur that wants to make it. Number 1, you need to stand out. See something and make it better. Be ready to be disruptive. Remember, it's always about your customers. Disruption is so powerful and implies taking risks to change things for the better. But you need to be different and stand out. Number 2, never compromise no matter the challenge. Always stay true to yourself, your mission, and your values. There will be a point in time when it gets scary. Know that, accept it, and never compromise. If you compromise on quality or your people, you lose. Number 3, you have to enjoy a little, sometimes a lot of pain. I truly believe it has to be painful for it to be good. Most people will quit. It will be too much for them to handle. You may be close to bankruptcy early on or possibly get divorced. Hold on, that's my story. But remember, all successful companies have faced adversity at some point. Never give up. Love ya.
After the break, we get a useful tech tip and I answer one of your business questions. If you're interested in activewear, you won't want to miss it. Don't forget to stay in the loop with our newsletter at kochiesbiz.com. Thank you, gang, for all joining in today. I hope you're ready for a good lunch after seeing all those donuts. Damien Griffiths really hit the nail on the head today when he said to keep it simple, don't confuse the customer, and stick to your core. Business basics worth remembering for all of us. Coming up, I answer one of your burning business questions. We get another tech tip from Val Quinn. And don't forget to check out kochiesbiz.com for all today's segments.
46% of small businesses don't track inventory. If you're not tracking your inventory, you're losing out on potential sales, interrupting cash flow, and setting yourself up for many budgeting problems. Now you can eliminate pens, paper, highlighters, and clipboards with Counter, which is perfect for retailers. You can perform inventory counts, stock takes, and partial counts, and process deliveries and transfers straight from your mobile device. And you can even scan all common barcodes straight to a spreadsheet. That makes it so easy. For warehouse and manufacturing inventory management, there's Fishbowl. With it, you can track thousands of parts across multiple locations and avoid costly stockouts and never overstock again.
Hello, it's that time again. Let's jump straight into Ask Kochie. Today's business question comes from Daniela Honore, who's got an activewear business focusing on kids. Let's check it out.
Hi Kochie and the team, my name's Danielle Honore and I'm the founder of Honore Activewear, an all-Australian designed and manufactured activewear clothing range for children. My products are of premium quality and this is evident in the feedback I receive from my customers and their repeat business. Whilst I have many questions for you and your team, my number 1 question is, what are the best and most cost-effective marketing strategies I can use to get my vision out there to my consumers and to become a trusted and recognised brand? Thanks, bye.
Okay, Danielle, thanks for sending that in. Marketing doesn't need to cost an arm and a leg, and word of mouth can be an invaluable tool for businesses, both big and small. Marketing activities including PR, social media, digital, and of course, word of mouth. For your business, school newsletters, sports camps, sports clubs, and parenting websites could be well worth talking to. There are also plenty of active and adventure kids groups you could partner with. Now for PR, consider writing a press release and sharing your story with relevant media. Health journalist details can be found in their section of newspapers. Same goes for fashion journalists in magazines. And time you'll send with coinciding calendar events. There's an active kids challenge every year, walk to school day and exercise right week that you could tie into. A small budget on Facebook allows you to target posts to really specific groups of people. For example, mothers in certain areas interested in health and fitness. Connecting with Facebook groups is another good idea. You've got a good presence on Instagram and Facebook, but remember, you don't need to use those platforms just for selling. Inspirational quotes, photos, and advice can go a long way too. Encourage customers to leave reviews, share photos, and ask questions. To establish yourself as a thought leader, you need to build your credibility within your industry. Lots of business owners start off by blogging, and this can be a great strategy as well if what you have to say offers something new. You could put this information in a newsletter to build a nice online community where you share regularly and relevant content. Maybe look at speaking, attending networking events, and looking at business awards that you could apply for are all great ways to get your name and also your brand out there. And if you haven't already, look, sign up for our newsletter at kochiesbusinessbuilders.com.au. We always have plenty of resources and tips for small business. A while ago, we launched our very first free ebook called Big Marketing on a Small Budget, covering this exact topic. Get in touch with our team using our website to get a copy. Hope this helps, Danielle, and we'll see you all next week. Coming up next week, learn how to streamline your pricing system to maximise profits. Hear the success story behind industry veterans Right Maternity and get great success tips from another business legend. Hey, thanks for dropping by the KBB YouTube channel. If you want a whole lot more where this came from, press the subscribe button and it will open a Pandora's box of great videos that not only are educational, full of great advice, but also really inspiring. Just what we need as small business owners.